शेरेतेर कुलज्ञानं वर्णशंकरकरे कारके उत्साद्यन्ति जाति धर्म कुलधर्मश्च शाश्वतः. Translation purport given by His Divine Grace Yeshu Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: by the evil deeds of those who destroy the family tradition and thus give rise to unwanted children, all kinds of community projects and family welfare activities are devastated. So, very interesting sloka actually. Arjuna is explaining about how the society will change if we start killing people. That's the context. Just wanted to give the context so that we understand the truth more on a deeper level. I'll read the translation again. Translation purport given by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: by the evil deeds of those who destroy the family tradition and thus give rise to unwanted children, all kinds of community projects and family welfare activities are devastated. Purport: community projects for the four orders of human society, combined with the family welfare activities, as they are set forth by the institution of Sanatan Dharma, or Varnashrama Dharma, are designed to enable the human being to attain his ultimate salvation. Therefore, the breaking of Sanatan Dharma tradition by irresponsible leaders of society brings about chaos in that society. And consequently, people forget the aim of life, who is Vishnu. Such leaders are called blind. The person who follows such leaders are sure to be led into chaos. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadhammayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा शिव शनि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखम करोति वाचालं पंगम लंघायते कृपा तमाम वंदे श्री गुरु दीनतारिणम्. हरे कृष्णा. Today is a very, very, very auspicious day. So the month of Kartik itself is auspicious. And Srila Prabhupada, leaving this world, went back to the spiritual world. Much more auspicious will be. The shloka is an indication where Arjuna is conveying his heart. He's sharing him. He's sharing himself. A clear indication is conveying to the Lord that, my dear Lord, if I start killing the people in this world, then the society will be degraded so much. And then through that, Varnasankara is established. That means people do not have faith anymore in the process of understanding the absolute truth. So they do not have the faith to cultivate more. When that faith is not cultivated, then the principles of dharma are broken. So when the principles of dharma are broken, then do we have any existence? We do not have any existence. It is like head cut off, the body is just wandering on the streets. Religious principles are not followed means the head is like a cutting off the head, and then just like it's like mere the body which doesn't have a head is just walking on the streets. That is not possible actually. So technically, anything which is done in this world without that perception, that means an action is done, but that action, if it is not as per the scriptures, then that action doesn't have any existence. It doesn't have there's no survival for that. There's no essence to that. Please try to understand this. Because when if an action is done without right agenda, or we don't even know what his agenda is, that is another thing. People just come together for some mere gratifying the senses. So it's just like an animalistic life. It doesn't have any purpose or existence. And even having children without having any purpose, that is also kind of that is a core problem which Arjuna is mentioning here. If the people of this world do not understand the principles of dharma, then they do degrade. That's what he says. If I go and begin killing all these personalities, then who will train them? Who will train them to the next generation? Who will teach them what is varnashrama, what is varnashrama dharma, what is Krishna consciousness? Who will teach them to the next generation? These things are seen. So when the principles are not taken to the heart, are not really applied, then even knowing the mere principles and not following them is also as equal as not knowing the principles. When the principles are not known, obviously we don't follow. Knowing the principles and they're not abiding to it, that's a problem actually. That's a problem. Just like Srila Prabhupada, today's quote, Prabhu was speaking, was reading the quote where the dust in the consciousness is accumulated in the mind that has to be removed, that has to be cleansed. So without cleaning the mind, these words will not go inside. The mind has to be clean. It has to be kept clean. Internally, we should be very clean. If internally we are clean, external cleaning is also there, manifested. If internal cleaning is not there, external cleaning is not manifested. That means if we do not understand what the dharma is, so if you do not understand what the dharma is, then what happens is, then following is a different thing actually. It's a different ball game. Forget about knowing. There are two different things, right? One is knowing, one is doing. Knowing but not doing, it's not helping. Without knowing, there's no doing. Knowing and doing, that is helping. Knowing, doing for whose purpose, for whose satisfaction, that is more important. Just like Srila Prabhupada in his life, that's what he did all through his life. He was trying to follow his instructions of his spiritual master continuously all through his life. That is a force actually. He was not expecting that, oh, I'll be opening this, I'll be opening that. No, he was just following the instructions. It was the Lord who empowered him because he was very sincere to his heart. You've been through difficulties, you've been through situations, you've been through tests, you've been through trials, tribulations, so many things came. Triple T, tests, trials, and tribulations. It came, manifested. What he did with every test, he became more and more stronger, more and more stronger. With every difficulty. That means the material nature is giving a situation. And in which way he is accepting, that is how the progress is. He is depending, he is accepting the truth. So this, when we understand, then we feel that, oh, we've been given so much. And we aspire for that. We aspire for that consciousness. If we understand this, then we'll be able to understand all the beautiful pastimes of the Lord. This is the month of Damodar, the Damodar Leela, right? Mother Yashoda tying up the Lord. Can an ordinary personality tie the Lord? No. No one can tie the Lord. Who can tie the Lord? No one. It is out of he himself, extending himself to his he would extend himself only to his devotees, no one else. Please try to understand this. The Lord is always there, He's omnipotent, He's omnipresent. He's there in the past, present, and future. He's continuously there, again and again. Life after life, He's there with us. We might not know, but He's there, sitting in our heart as Paramatma. He's showing us, I'm there with you. You do not see me, but I aspire to see you. See, this is the state, dear devotees. The life has to be seen through this way only. Without this, we cannot see. Our vision should be this way, just like how Srila Prabhupada has seen. Oh, Mother Yashoda, she doesn't have anything. She doesn't know other perception. She doesn't even know Krishna is the Supreme Lord. But her focus is to just serve Him. In the life of Acharyas, again and again, what is manifesting is their selfless acts, their devotion, their surrender, their attitude towards taking difficulties. So many difficulties will come. We have family problems, this problem, that problem, so many problems. But the problems is not affecting or impacting this practice of Krishna consciousness. It's going through difficulties. That means the Kala is going through a difficult period. That is a test. The test might be 1 year, 2 year, or some few weeks, or a day, or a few hours. Doesn't matter. We don't know how much time the test will be. Some person's test might be whole life. But whole life, if the test is going through whole life, what are we doing through the test? Are we giving up our chanting? Are we giving up our hearing? Are we giving up taking association of devotees? Are we giving up submitting ourselves to the spiritual master? What are we doing? Through this endeavor, whatever we are doing, dear devotees, through our endeavor, through this act, we either progress or regress. This is the two things which will happen. When we do not put efforts, what happens is the test will actually kill our consciousness. Why am I speaking about the test is, Srila Prabhupada went through so many tests. Actually, we see ISKCON as a big organization where we have Murti of Srila Prabhupada at every temple, where he established 108 temples. Yes, 5,000 followers. He initiated so many disciples. We see that. But we don't see the picture which he went through in India, or which he went through before he established the first temple, the first center. We don't generally we don't see that. When we see that picture, we'll actually understand everything. We'll understand entire Bhagavatam. No, we might not know the details of Bhagavatam, but we will be able to get the essence of Bhagavatam. Because what we're trying to do, we are trying to understand the Bhagavatam. When we understand Bhagavata, we'll understand all the pure devotees' consciousness. because they all carry one heart. Because in Vatsalya, there is Sakya also. There is Dasya also. It's not independent. So why am I telling that is, when we understand the heart of our acharyas, when we understand their troubles, for us it seems to be trouble. But for them it is not trouble. For example, if we have a trouble, we go away from that. Right? Now Srila Prabhupada was being went through so many difficult. He didn't have money to print. Now we have Veda-based database. We open up online, we see the sloka, we read the sloka, we try to discuss. We have books. We have his followers who have written books. Srila Prabhupada, beautiful, beautiful purports. We have everything. That means everything is given to us. That means we came after everything got manifested. Everything got created. But we will appreciate what we have given when the person has gone through what he went through. When we really understand what he went through, then only we get the real appreciation of what they have given us. Then that through the real appreciation, what happens is, then we will turn towards them. Then we take shelter of them. Then we abide to them. Then we follow them. Then we aspire to become an instrument of them. Through some shape or form, we want to do something for them. Just like a child, the father gives him 10 rupees. The child goes to the store. He purchases two candies. And then one candy he gives to the father. The father is immensely happy. And it's the father's money. 10 rupees father gives. And child just went to the store, purchased two candies, one each 5 rupees each. Then he came back, he gives it back to the father. The father is immensely happy. This is the bhakti, dear devotees. Whatever we have, the moment we begin giving, that is the indication of bhakti. Up until that point, it is established in our life. Up until that point of time, everything is theory. Practical is not manifested. It's a theoretical science. Krishna consciousness remains theory. That's when we read the pastimes, we couldn't understand Mother Yashoda tying the rod. What is this? Cannot understand. Because they're in a different plane. They're in a different plane. The Lord is ready to do anything for them. When the Lord lifted Govardhan Giri, all the elderly Brajavasis are trying to hold the sticks. Then all the sticks are they're trying to help Krishna. Krishna, don't worry, we'll help you. We are also very strong. We'll help you, we'll give you strength. And Krishna tilted little this side. All the sticks started breaking. All the sticks started breaking. Oh no. All the sticks got broken. Then immediately said, Krishna, 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 Mahabhava, Krishna, please protect. No, what is that? It's a sign, dear devotees. It's a reciprocation. Not that Krishna wants to break the sticks. No, that's another reciprocation from the Lord. Just like the elderly Gopas, they are reciprocating to the Lord is reciprocating again. So they are depending on the Lord again. Again, the Lord is reciprocating. That's how their heart got satisfied. This is devotion. When we understand the heart of the Acharyas, when we begin reciprocating, and we begin doing little things, yad atarase tatta devadurajana. Acharana, through that acharana, what are they doing? Through their following, they're showing us this is how you should take this street. This is how we need to pursue this science. When we understand this, our life becomes sublime. That means any difficulties which we face through our life, they all become embellishments. We cherish them. Why? Because through difficulties, which side we are seeing? We are seeing towards them. We do not have anything else other than that. Now you show me something in this world where we can take shelter other than the Lord and his pure followers. You show me anything. There's nothing. Because everything is in an illusory state. For example, illusion means what? That it is there, it is not there. Now, if I go put trust on that, if it is there, which is not there, then what do I get? I do not get anything because there is nothing there. Just like a person going in the desert, he sees a mirage. He thinks that there is water. He runs and then he goes to the water, but eventually, when he goes there is no water there. It's a mirage. But his mind, his consciousness is telling, no, you go, you go, you go, you go, you go, you'll get water, you get water. Just like Prakriti is forcing us in this world and telling us, go, 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 get it, get it, get it, get it. We cannot get it. Cannot get it. So our faith, our conviction, our following should be on that. Should be on the pure followers of the Lord. So these are the days where through the life of Srila Prabhupada, he showed us how to live this world. So this we need to understand more. When we understand this, then everything becomes natural. Whatever we get in our life, happiness, sorrow, misery, again happiness, again misery, again happiness. We don't fall in the dualities. So we just accept, my dear Lord, you've given me this situation. Just take it as is. Please help. 1 second. Please give 1 second. So this we need to perceive more. The more we understand this, the more we'll be able to relish this. So likewise, again coming back to the shloka, Arjuna is again showing us a clear indication if the Swadharma is not followed properly, then it leads to destruction. His point is very, very valid. What is he trying to tell? If I kill the 64 crore people, even if I get the property, then what is happening is the society is completely degraded. The Varna Shankara is established because nobody is trying to teach the other personalities. Then the society is degraded, the leaders becomes degraded. And then when the leaders are degraded and the entire population is degraded, just like we have seen in the life of Parikshit Maharaj, when he was ruling this entire creation, everyone was satisfied. They're joyful. Because who is leading? A pure devotee, pure soul is leading. When a pure soul leads, what happens? Everyone under him, they're happy and satisfied. Now that is the whole point. Srila Prabhupada established communities and practicing devotional service through communities. Why? Because in the communities, pure devotees stay. And when we follow their instructions, what happens? Kalya, auspiciousness will come into one's life. That's the whole point of establishing this. Because if this is not there, then if the leaders are not pure, then what happens? Whoever is following them will also be cheated. A cheater is there, is cheated. Jiva jiva se jiva. Lion kills deer. Deer becomes a lion. And the lion becomes a deer. It's a cycle. It's a continuous cycle. Jiva jiva se jiva. Mam saha. Now you kill me, later on I'll kill you. This is how this existence is going on since eternity. There is no other way for this. That's why the only hope and shelter is this. Following our acharyas, following their words, becoming sincere, becoming honest, move forward, and just depend on the mercy. That's what we should aspire for. That is what Srila Prabhupada is mentioning, right, in the purport. Let me read that last line. Such leaders are called blind. Who are such leaders? Therefore, I'll read the above statement. Hare Krishna. Therefore, the breaking of Sanatana Dharma, tradition by irresponsible leaders of society, brings about chaos in the society. And consequently, people forget the aim of life. What is the aim of life? Vishnu. That's what Prabhupada is writing. Krishna. Such leaders are called as blind. And persons who follow such leaders are sure to be led into chaos. That's why entire society, the entire world is in that position right now. Whatever Prabhupada is writing is perfectly matching for today. Such leaders are called blind, and persons who follow such leaders are sure to lead into chaos. That's why nobody is happy in this world. Because whom are they following? They're following no one actually. They're just following their money, Dana, Jana, Sundari, sense gratification, sex life, unlimited sex life. No happiness. How much happiness you get? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Nothing. After that, old age will come, no strength to do. And then after old age, what happens? We will remember, oh, I could have done the enjoyment in this way. I should have done the enjoyment in that way. That I should have done. This I should have done. I wasted all my valuable life. And then what is happening in old age? Repenting. Repenting. I did not do that. I did not do this. I should have gone there. I should have gone to South Africa. I should have gone to Bahamas. I should have I should have done this trip, that trip, Spain, Egypt, London. I should have seen all these places. What? For what? Sense gratification. Nothing. There's no happiness there. It's a very clear indication. Arjuna is mentioning here very clearly. Whoever is not following Swadharma, disobeying the Varnashra Dharma is obstruction. Obstruction. That's a problem actually. So, Srila Prabhupada so mercifully has given us this beautiful process to chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Now, we don't have to put so many efforts. But if the consciousness is changed, the mind is polluted right now. It has to be, the dust has to be removed. The consciousness has to be purified. When we see the persons who are pure, then we aspire for that purity. That is what Acharya is. That thing we need to meditate. Aspire for that more and more. That consciousness has to be developed. This is beautiful example in the life of Sriman Ramanujacharya. What is this example? Where before he met Yamunacharya, he was under the shelter of Yadav Prakash. And it's a very interesting I will use few minutes to explain this. It's very interesting. What happens is there's a king. There's a king in that the dynasty. Then he has a daughter, and that daughter, her health was not good. And then they would call you know, the person who will, kind of doctor, those days. No, not like technical doctors nowadays, earlier days. They started telling, no, this is not natural. You should call someone who can. There's a demon sitting in your daughter's consciousness, in her subtle body. Please call someone who can remove. They would call different people. Nobody was able to help. Then they say you call Yadav Prakash, who's a, who's a spiritual master of Ramanuja at that time. He will be able to correct this problem. And then he sends his disciples first, and then that lady will immediately send them away. And then after that, Yadav Prakash will come, and then he will be kept in a bay. He cannot do that. And then after that, that demon who's sitting in that princess body, he tells that call Ramanujacharya. If the dust of the lotus feet is touched on my head, then I'll leave. That means I'll get liberation from this disgusting demon body. Then Ramanujacharya will be called. And immediately after the touch, he leaves. And then the princess becomes normal. So, what am I trying to say is, when the acharyas, they come, they're import personalities. They're not normal personalities. Whatever they say is an absolute truth. There's no other way to that. So, whoever aspires and follows their teachings in that way, then all the difficulties or calamities or problems in this world, they're like secondary things. They get vanished within no time. So this we need to aspire more and more. This is a process actually. So the more we aspire for this, just like what Arjuna is mentioning here, when the society is degrading, why? Because the principles are not followed. So how the principles are not followed? Because there are no persons who is showing us the process. This is what he is proclaiming. But later on, what Krishna tells is different. That we'll discuss in chapter 2. But here, his logic, his reasoning is very valid actually. Perfect. Because he says, if I kill all these people, then who will train them? Who will train the next generation? How they will learn? How they will learn this science? They cannot learn this science. Because there is nobody to tell. If there is nobody to tell, then how can they understand? They cannot understand. This is a whole problem. That's why Srila Prabhupada came and then he established. Because he knows. He knows where the problem is and he knows how to correct it. That's what he's giving us. This we should understand more because what is happening, dear devotees, is the more we perceive the truth from what our acharyas are training us, we don't have to create something new. We don't have to think something new, or we don't have to do something new. Let us do a different way. No, we don't have to. We don't have to do different way. Whatever they are telling, just follow. And through our example, people will accept the knowledge. This is what we need to ask for. We shouldn't hanker for creating something new, which our acharyas are, which our acharyas have not shown us. Simply follow their footsteps. Dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhayam. Mahajanayana gata sapam. Mahajan has already created everything, already given us everything. That we need to aspire. Hare Krishna. So our uh, our principles, our reasons, our logics, everything should be based on that. Otherwise, it's all illusion. Anything which is not in alliance with Guru Sadhu Shastra, it is an illusion. Now we might proclaim that, oh, it's not practical today, cannot do this, cannot do that. Mind will tell so many things. That is the nature. What is the nature of the mind? To proclaim, to show us that no, this is not possible. But everything is possible. Is death not true? It is true. Is old age not true? It is true. Is Vyadi not true? It is true. Everything is true. Is birth not true? It is true. Did we aspire to be born to so and so parents? No, we did. We did not aspire for that. Do you know when we're going to leave this body? No, we don't know when we will leave this body. Do you know what we will do in this body up until we leave? We don't know. We do it based on our desires. Whatever we aspire, we'll get that. As simple as that. If you want to become a CEO of a company, okay, Krishna will give facility to become that. You cannot become in this life, next life. You have deep desire, next life. And for that only you're continuously working. Next life, next life, next life. You fulfill that. If Krishna is fulfilling to become a CEO of a company, he doesn't he fulfill if you want to if you want to aspire to become a pure devotee, doesn't he fulfill? He will fulfill that also. But for that, he will put some tests. Should be ready for that. That's why Krishna will only give devotees difficulties only to his pure devotees, not to everyone. Because he understands. He understands the nature of the soul. He understands the jiva. Jiva doesn't accept this. He cannot give this. Only to pure souls. They don't become in a day. They continuously work on that. With the mercy of their spiritual master, they become. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur told Srila Prabhupada, you do this. You preach this in the English language. That is beneficial to you and whoever comes to you. That's it. Srila Prabhupada took that as his life and soul. 45 years. He was working on it continuously. He established in Jhansi, that was a failure. Why? It didn't work out. Initially he began opening it as League of Devotees. Later on, they closed it. Prabhupada was not dejected. He worked on it again. He was unable to print. He was not dejected. He worked on it. He nailed on it continuously again and again and again. He didn't get anything to eat for a few days. For some days, he didn't get no prasad to honor. Worked on it, worked on it, worked on it. Small room, humble room in Radha Damodar temple. Worked on it, worked on it. One of the favorite deities, Sri Radha Vrindavan Chandra, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj, deities were there in Radha Damodar temple. He was taking darshan, worshipping, and again coming and then trying to serve his spiritual master by writing. Continuously he's doing it. What kind of consciousness is he went through all through his life? This is what we need. This is what we need to actually see, and at least one round we should chant for their happiness. My dear Shiva Prabhupada, you've given everything. My dear Spiritual Master, you've given everything. Let me chant one round for your pleasure. Actually, all the rounds should be done for them. Everything has to be done for them. Nothing for us. That's the beginning. That's the beginning of an action in a plane of selflessness. And there is no end to it, unlimited. Through that only you get satisfaction to the heart. The mind, the dust which is there in the mind, it will be purified through this state. Otherwise, the mind is very. Bhajauriyamana Srinandanandan, Abhayacharanandan, they always take shelter. Savai Mana Krishna Padara, they always take shelter. Lotus feet of the Lord. It is the only aspiration which we need to aspire in this world. This anything else is all Maya. It's all illusion. It's all temporary. Dhana, Jana, Sundari, it's all temporary. The body is a temporary. The same body might be attracted to a female when this is young. But when this body becomes weak, it's not attracted to the female anymore. That means what is that attraction? To attraction is what? Attraction is to the consciousness or to the body? It's to the deha. Attraction is to the deha. It's not to the consciousness. So this mere attraction will fade away within no time. It's a fact of this life. Hare Krishna. But when this body fades off, the desire doesn't remove. The desire doesn't go from the consciousness. There's a dust is there in the mind. The desire doesn't go. So that desire is carried to the next life. Karanam gunasangasha sadasa janma yoniso. Take birth after birth. Birth, death, birth, death, birth, death. Became old thinking about this body. Oh, so good. You'll get another new body that we can play, do this, do that, so many other things. That's how the material nature is cheating us. She cheats us. Acharyas, they come and tell, no, don't go that way. Take this way. Take Ishvara. Take the association of Ishvara. Take them. Don't take the association of Prakriti. Take the association of Ishvara. And they come and then they establish the presence of the Lord in our heart. That service they do. That's why we are ever grateful for them. Hare Krishna. I'd like to stop here. Anyone would like to add anything? Any comments? Any questions to share? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, this is Aarti. Hare Krishna to all the devotees. I have been attending your weekend class for a long time, although I don't speak as much on the forum. I do appreciate you, and I really enjoy and learn from all your classes. I had a question. I am still a neophyte as far as following Krishna consciousness. But is there a particular way that you say the japa 108 times 16? So is there like a speed? Is there like a way where you have to sit? What is the ideal way to do it? And sometimes I feel that, you tend to say the japa very fast, and sometimes I do it throughout the day. Whenever, like, if I'm walking, if I'm, it's just become my subconscious thing. Like if I'm doing something, I'm always saying the Hare Krishna mantra. So, what is the ideal way to do it? And is there like a set rule, or set, say, things that a Vaishnava has to do. Like somewhere I read, and I think it is right that you're not even supposed to drink coffee because that's a stimulant, and that kind of pollutes the mind. So are there certain rules, set rules that devotee needs to follow. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for taking up the process of chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and trying to chant the holy names. Very nice. So it is ideal to chant in the morning, like during the Brahma Muhurta, because it is uh, it is in the mode of goodness that time. And when we practice Krishna consciousness, and then when we chant, and when we read in the morning, and we hear in the morning, what happens is slowly the consciousness is uplifted. And while chanting, the mood should be, my dear Lord, you've given me everything. Let me cannot do anything to you, which is also a fact. At least, my dear Lord, please give me an opportunity so that I can chant nicely today for your happiness. Should begin chanting for the pleasure of the Lord. So the details which you're talking, mind has to be, purified. Those things will happen as a natural process. Because what are we trying to do? We are trying to please the Lord, trying to please Srila Prabhupada. When we do that, then when we begin chanting for their pleasure, just like a child, when he learns something, he immediately goes and then he tells the mother, Mother, you know what? I learned today something. READY, ready. This is a word which I learned at school. Immediately tells his mother because he has a relationship with her. Immediately tells. Then the mother becomes so happy. And he tells, Mother, tomorrow I will learn something else. And whatever I learned, I'll come and tell you. And then he says, Yes, beta, thank you. Very nice. What is happening? Relationship is intensified. So the more when he begins doing that, he tells everything what's happening at school, and then that's how the relationship is intensified, right? That's how the connection is established. Oh, very sad, but today those things are not there. It was there before, because nobody has time today. So I don't know how in the future it will be very difficult to give the examples also, because society is changing very drastically. But I hope you understand through this example. So what I'm trying to say is the child, what is he trying to do? He's trying to establish a relationship with his mother. So likewise, we are the child, and then the mother is a spiritual master and the Lord. So we are trying to tell them, yes, you gave me everything. You gave me this. Let me do this for you. Because my happiness is in your happiness. Okay, I have difficulties. I have problems. My mind is wandering here and there. I have some issues, concerns. That's okay. I have your shelter. That is more important to me. These things will be removed in a day or two by your mercy, because everything is removed by the mercy of the Lord only. By the Kripa, everything is removed. By their mercy only, things are removed. Because through our knowledge and through our sadhana and through our tapasya, we cannot purify ourselves. Through their mercy, everything is purified. So what do we do? What we should do? We should aspire to establish that relationship with them. Through the holy names, we are aspiring to establish relationship with the Lord. As the spiritual master has given us that the process of chanting Hare Krishna, we are grateful for him, and then we do it for him because he gave it for us. The millions of people he didn't give. There are millions of people, but somehow it was given to me. Let me be grateful for them and then do it for their happiness. This is what we need to establish. Every day morning, we are trying to establish relationship with the Lord, with our acharyas. This is how we need to chant Hare Krishna. And when we chant Hare Krishna, we should hear the Harinam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. When you chant with a correct speed, it will take like 7.5 minutes to 8 minutes. That means technically between 2 hours to 2 hours 10 minutes it will take to chant 16 rounds. Now some devotees do fast 10 minutes before, 10-15 minutes before. It will be between 1 hour 15 minutes, 1 hour 50 minutes to 2 hour 10 minutes, something like that. That's how we chant, and if you're able to chant more, that's more. That's helpful for you. If you're retired, you can chant more. You have more time, you can chant more. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Is that okay?
Yes, and yeah, so that answers my question partly, but you're saying you can also chant. It's okay, and it's actually good to chant throughout the day, right? I mean, like even if I do it, even if sometimes I'm alone and I'm walking, it automatically comes to me, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, and then it all also the Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Somehow I revert to like saying Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Because I had started doing that. So it's you're saying it's okay to do it um throughout the day. The more you do it, the better it is. Is that right? Because sometimes in the mornings it's not possible to get the 16 rounds of 108 because it just depends on your work, right? If you might have like an early morning work and you might have a hectic schedule where you are with people all the time and you're not at your desk. So so it doesn't have to be in the morning. Is that okay?
Yeah, I mean, if you're busy one day, that's okay.
Okay.
If you're busy one day your schedule is very busy in the morning, you can chant after that. But try aspiring to chant in the morning. And if you're free, you can take your beats, you can take your beat bag with you, and then you can chant whenever you have some availability.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. That helps.
Hare.
Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, this is Geeta. Thank you so much for this wonderful
Hare
class.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, Prabhuji, we are talking about the number of rounds, and the time it takes. But, when you chant in a different fashion, there it's more emphasis, and on the name with bhavna, it takes much longer, you know.
That's
So,
good.
what would you
There's no harm.
recommend, the number or with bhavna?
So sometimes we should be careful. We might be sleeping also. That also leads to more time. I'm not. I'm not saying that you're sleeping, but some generally that's the notion. When we hold the beats, we get sleep. So through that sleep, our rounds will take longer period of time. Yes, bhavana is very important. We don't have to check the time. Uh, so definitely the attitude, the consciousness is very important, is most important. I just gave an example of how much time it takes. Generally it takes 2 hours. So if it is taking more, we need to check whether that more is coming. Yeah, if you are chanting in, definitely the bhavana is very important for sure. Whatever you said is very valid. Bhavana, the consciousness is very important while chanting Hare Krishna. We should try to chant for the pleasure of the Lord. It's very important. So that we need to aspire more and more.
Thank you, Prabhuji. But like Lord Prabhupada's chanting, how did he do it? Is there a audio for that? I mean, how did he emphasize on any particular way? Like, see, when we do Hare Krishna, and you say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So I was wondering how Prabhupada chanted. No?
Prabhupada chanted, there's a beat, there's a machine also, there's a tape where you can get the tape at the temple where where you'll hear the Srila Prabhupada chanting. You can chant with Srila Prabhupada, in the speed in which he is chanting.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. You done a very nice class, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Very appreciate it. I just have speaking of the chanting and focusing while during the chanting. I have one question, or you can clarify. Like in various classes, like some devotee says when you're chanting, just focus on what you're listening, what you're speaking actually. Let's say if I'm speaking Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, just hear that. Some people say you should read a Mahamantra so that your mind doesn't divert. Like let's say there is a card, it has a Mahamantra written on it. You can read that. Some people say that you can hear Srila Prabhupada chanting and along that you can chant with that also. Some people say that you can imagine or in your mind you can think of like you are doing a parikrama, mansik parikrama, you're going one temple to another or something. Some people say that you are engaged in the service or just look at the deities and all these things. So what is the ideal way? Like, I know technically the standard answer is just basically hear what you're speaking basically, and then it will engage your mind. But there are like, various thoughts about it. Is it based on the stages? Like, in neophyte will just read and after that you will speak and then maybe after that you get elevated and then you can go into some parikrama or maybe leela pastimes and everything. How does it really happen, Prabhu? Like, can you elaborate, like, what should be the focus of the devotee?
It depends on the state of consciousness of the devotee who is actually chanting. It depends on his surrender levels. It depends on his submission. It depends on his purity. It depends on his conviction in the process. Different levels. So because the nama is also at three stages: nama bhasa. First one is nama parada. Next one is nama bhasa. Next one is shuddha nama. So so initially, first step, we should always aspire to chant free from nama parada. That means we should understand. I don't know how many of in the call knows about the offenses of in the 10 offenses to holy names. We should know that, and we should actually not just recite. We should understand what those offenses are, and then through our actions in the entire day, that action should not be breaking any of those offenses. That's how our life should be led. Then what happens? Then when you do it for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, then what happens? Eventually, you'll come out of that offenses because it's an habit to make offenses and chanting, and also chanting. So chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra with offenses is like mixing sand in sweet rice. It doesn't help. But when we try to come out of these offenses, then what happens is you come to the state of namabhas. Namabhas means you're not doing any offenses, and you're chanting Hare Krishna. That means you're not offending. You're chanting Hare Krishna. What is this stage? This is a stage where you spoke, right? Today in the morning, the mind will be cleansed. This is the stage when the cleansing of the mind will begin. Now, up until this point of time, what are we trying to do? We are trying to come to a state. Just like you're driving, Prabhu, you're driving for the first time. You don't know how to change. If you're driving in India, there's first gear, second gear, third gear. You have to change clutch. You have to, manual car. It's difficult to learn, right? So many things. Initially, you might be wondering, how will I do this? How should I focus on the steering? Should I focus on the gear? Should I focus on the clutch? Should I focus on, where should I focus? Should I focus on the person who's coming in front of me? So it becomes little difficult. But the base, when we understand the base, is what? The base is a brake. No matter what happens, if you hit the brake, that's okay. You are not in a problematic situation. But rather than hitting a brake, you are hitting the accelerator, then there's a problem. So that brake is this one, 10 offenses. When we focus on those 10 offenses, and when we chant attentively without doing any of those offenses, then we come to Namabha state. Then the clearing happens at that time. Anartha nivritti is happening. The clearing is happening. Then after that, what happens is, then Shuddhana. That comes after surrender. This is a process. And for this, we need constant guidance on this. How to come from one state to other, one state to the other state, how to move from one state to the other state. That's why we need strong shikshana always. We should emphasize our consciousness more on this. Then we will move forward very nicely. That's what I want to share, Prabhu, because there's a more details to it. Actually, we can discuss 2-3 classes on this.
Yes.
But so lack of time,
Yes.
So making sense, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much. It was really helpful. You
So
mentioned
the break is
strong.
what?
You mentioned strong shiksha. Is that the word you used?
Shikshana, training, shikshana.
Training. Yes.
Shikshana, shikshana.
Shikshana. Yeah.
So that is what we need to aspire.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So we need to know the breaks. So because the material nature, it will come through offenses only. Material nature works through our mind, through our intelligence, through the offenses against the holy names. It's very important. We should guard ourselves. We should fence ourselves and chant sincerely, free from the offenses. That's what we should do.
Sure. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else? All right. Thank you all very much. We'll stop here. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vansha kalpatarubhesha kripa sindhu patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Anant Koti Vaishnav ki jai. Shri Prabhupada. His Grace Anil Govindas Prabhuji ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare Bol.
Hare